Does anyone have any questions on the views or scroll view areas?
Just real quick, just to reiterate, now you've used this across numerous platforms, and it functions the same across, like, for example, like Android versus iOS stuff?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Since I can't get Android to work locally, let me copy this. Edge to edge. Let me go back over here. So if I paste this code in here, go, tap play. Sure this works. Oh. Bear with me. Going off script for a moment. Oh, import. This is kind of cool. This is also how you can debug your application. So when you try to run it, it will tell you when you're missing imports. Yep. There we go. All right, so here's iOS. May take a second here.
There we go.
All right. So, yeah, good point. So the safe area view only works for iOS. Does not work on Android. If you notice, it's covered by the status bar here. Now, it kind of jumped ahead on me a little bit, but I'll go ahead and I'll address this here.
That's okay.
So,
that was just it's one of those that it's interesting how powerful React Native is when you look at the variance in the devices. So all right, cool. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but since you opened it up for questions, so I'll go quiet and let you return. Thanks.
Oh no, that's fine. And because of time, I think I'm going to go ahead and cover that because we're actually I'm up on 11:30 already. So I may not cover all the components today. All right, so what we're going to do now is, so in order to create a custom style or handle the status bar here for Android, what we're going to do is we're going to create a style down here. So this type of style here is an inline style. So that's where you're actually putting the style at the component. Useful for testing, not useful for overall maintenance if you want to reuse this style for other buttons, views, and so on. So what you can do is you can create a you can actually create a JavaScript object for styles. Now, I'll get into more about the overall styles in a moment, but or possibly next time, given time constraints here. But what I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to show you how you can actually uh, add a custom style that will handle this for Android. So in our container here, we will, we need to import a few things. One, I need to import a module called platform. And I need, let's see, I think the one was status bar. Yes, status bar. So status bar will return you and all the information about the status bar that is on your device. And platform allows you to get the platform information for the device that is running. So down here under container, we will add padding for the top of our application. We will use the platform object or the platform module. We will use the OS property and 3 equals for comparison. And we're going to check for Android. And here, what's interesting how React Native does this, what they do is they allow you to do inline conditions. So you do essentially an inline if. So if this condition is true, the question mark here will return, if it's true, it will return the first value, which is going to be our status bar dot current height. Otherwise, we'll return 0. All right, so let me go over that again. So here I've created a style for padding top, checking the platform operating system is equal to Android. Now, if you notice, if I hover over OS here, this will also be visible in Visual Code as well. But the different properties you can look for is iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, or web. Now, status bar.current height will give you the current height of the status bar on the device. And if it's not found, it will return, or if we're not on Android, it will return 0. Now, to apply this style, we'll come up here to our SafeView, and we will add style equals. Now, because we're going to be calling a JavaScript object, we do not need to do double curly braces. Instead, we need to call our style sheet, or our styles object here, dot container. And as you can see, our status or view is now handled cleanly on Android. Now, if I take this exact same code here, and let me put this in Visual Code, you'll see it also does not impact iOS. iOS is using the SafeAreaView, and Android is using our custom style here to get the status bar header and to shift it down. Does that answer your question, Rob?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. So since we're kind of tight on time, let me just go over some additional style sheet information. In next class, I will pick up with the components and we'll go through the rest of them. Fortunately, we lost time because of the Zoom issue we had. No biggie. All right, so I've introduced the inline style here. I've talked about that. And you can also define and pass a JavaScript object here for our styles. But what are style sheets? What is this actual style sheet? Well, with React Native, you style your application using JavaScript. So all of the core components except a property name style, this little style here. So every component in React Native has a style attribute. And the style names and values usually match how CSS worked on the web. However, these names are not the same as CSS. They are similar. So rather than background dash color, we use background color, no dash, no hyphen. So the style prop can be a plain old Java object. Now, that's what we usually use for example code. You can also pass an array of styles where the last style in the array has basically the order precedence. So the last style will inherit all the previous styles. Also, as the components grow in complexity, it is often cleaner to use style sheets here, stylesheet.create, to create several different styles in one place, making it easier to maintain and configure your applications. Now, again, these are not CSS, they are JavaScript properties. We can do it inline, like here, using the style, background color, height, or we can do it with styles create. We could have a container and say body. And we'll say this one to be our background color. So here, if we wanted to, oops, let's do brown and view mentions. So what we can do is we can do styles.container. We can add a comma and then do style dot body. That works. Now you can also put them inside of an array. That works as well. The documentation recommends doing it this way, using the array bracket, hard bracket. But it also works without, so I don't know if it's just if it pertains to maybe one device or another. So the recommended approach is to add the square bracket around your array style. Now, you can also even include these inside of an actual style here. But what we'll do here is we'll take this. Now, this is going to be cool. So here's a shortcut for Visual Code on it. There we go. So if you hold Command and D, oh, we go. All right, so if you select a tag here, so say we wanted to change this view tag to, say, ScrollView. If you hold on Windows and do Control D, or on Mac you do Command D after highlighting it, it will allow you to update both the beginning and the ending tag. So you could type once and it updates both tags. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work for styles the way I hoped it would. But what we can do here is we can do styles. Body styles dot view dimensions. All right, so what I did here is I combined my styles. So you can actually combine inline styles with style objects as well. So given time, that's pretty much all we're going to be able to get to today. So we looked at the different scrolling view areas. We looked at SafeAreaView, we looked at ScrollView, and we looked at View. We also looked at some of the different style options you have, where you can use inline styles to set your background color, the dimensions, the height, the width. We also looked at using the platform and the status bar modules to get the height of our status bar to actually set our starting point within our view so that our view is not overlapped by the status bar. So does anyone have any additional questions?
Not at this time. I don't, at least.
Dave, any questions? Okay, hearing none. So today we covered the core components of View, SafeView, and ScrollView. And we also looked at some of the different styling effects or styling ways you can actually modify the styles of components. I'd like to thank you for your time. If you'd like to discuss any of these topics further, you can reach us at email info@developernerd.com. You can reach us on the web at developernerd.com/contact us. We have our YouTube channel. The link for that is here. And we're also on Vimeo. Our goal is making every developer better. Have a great day.